Hi, my name's Abraham Diaz, and the topic for my action research project is teaching business and CTE to diverse students. The aspects of my teaching that I was exploring was looking at the observations that were made about various CTE courses offered in a secondary school and looking at various student populations to understand the motives or drives of diverse students to take or not take a CTE course like business. In my project, I make references about diverse students, and what I mean by that is BIPOC, students of color, students with low proficiency levels such as reading and math, students with disabilities, or other groups of students affected by the opportunity gap. With this, the goal of my project was to identify and discover areas where opportunity gaps still exist within a CTE classroom, such as business. When I was designing the questions, it was to find out more about what we needed to provide in a CTE course and how students can access the information from our content to build connections and the skill sets that they desire. The questions that I created were: how am I going to support my diverse students choosing to participate in a business or CTE course? What instructional methods would I employ in a culturally responsive classroom to my diverse students once enrolled? And where can I decrease the opportunity gaps still existing within my classroom to better serve my diverse students? The methods of the project that I was exploring was first within my teaching, providing students enough support to access the information from one content, the class that I was teaching, and relating it to their own experiences and backgrounds. The students' needs were also in consideration, as diverse students are learning what instructional needs do they have and what skills are they trying to develop or transfer from one setting to another. With this, there was a mixture of data collected from student work, lesson plans, and observations. When looking at the lesson plans and observations, I was looking at the engagement and participation. I took examples from a lesson plan that I created within a unit and provided the strategies or tools such as graphic organizers, visuals, scaffolding, or gradual release of responsibility. I was also looking at the facial expressions in order to give me an informal or formal assessment during the lesson. I was also doing checks for understanding. For student work, I was looking at the task completion, looking at the number of students who were utilizing the graphic organizer or notes to complete the assignment for that day, and seeing who had submitted it. What the data told me and what I examined from it was how I could embrace a culturally responsive environment for my students. The themes of equitable solutions, receptive pedagogy, and adaptability inform me about the students having an autonomy to change the course of the lesson. Equitable solutions and having a receptive pedagogy is meant with the idea of building a rapport with students and being empathetic and responsive to students' needs. This could be during the lesson and making quick changes due to or from the changes of the pace of the lesson. The next theme that I found from the data was adaptability. One of the changes from one lesson presented in the project was going from doing independent work, for example, to doing it as a class. The data from the lesson also made me rethink about upcoming lessons and assessment and how I can utilize some of the strategies that did work or did not work and make the revisions needed. What I learned about my teaching from this project was trying out instructional strategies and teaching styles that might work or might not work for our diverse students. Being innovative with the instruction and the planning, perhaps making decisions with more receptiveness, and it allowed me to answer the questions. With the first question, the perspective about applying the skills in a business classroom and translating it to another classroom or job as the students are in high school, or how I could apply to the workforce in general. For the second question, I found out that instructional methods could be complex yet resourceful once we find that the student associated most with them can understand it, taking ownership of diverse students' learning. For the third question, the idea of receptiveness, noticing how even attendance and some other factors could contribute to the opportunity gap and how we can help students master the content with the days that they missed. What this project has done for my professional goal is first with the in-task standards, with the data being collected and what I provided during the lesson, it allowed me to begin generating how students can make meaningful connections between their own experiences and the knowledge, and it also then related to the big picture. I would like to continue this research more articles about it, as there were some limitations with this project. So I would expand the different types of schools that I would engage in and choose other CTE courses as well. I want to discover the bigger question, which was what might deter a select group of students from taking or gaining access to the fundamental courses such as business, and be able to provide trainings and professional development to CTE or non CTE teachers